Welcome back to Iron Man. It's now time for the next big menace.
So instead of Obadiah Stane in the office, now we get Tony in the office with Pepper. Wearing the same dress she's been wearing.
And, Roddy.
Yes, Tony.
She's pressing the button with a pencil.
Go through all this crap and tell me who the top buyer is.
You're the boss.
Is this the first time you've looked at your books, Tony?
It's the first time I've wanted to know what particular phylum of low-life deviants is using my weapons.
So yeah, it's time to find what the next major corporation is using Stark Enterprises weapons.
Suit, are you? It's not for sale.
Okay.
Listen, there's a problem with the nuclear base in Russia.
Excuse me.
We can't send in troops for obvious reasons, but there is another option.
There are always other options, Rhodey.
That face.
The way he says that.
No, just that his mouth movement was so uncanny.
Not possible.
I ran the numbers. Your top buyer was Advanced Idea Mechanics.
Oh, look at that, Jova. A.I.M is in this game.
Wow, they actually remembered. How much of a factor do A.I.M actually play in this game, though?
It's slightly more foreshadowing here. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's time to go to Russia. Of course.
So is the plot actually going to move forward in this part?
Oh, well, it has been. The problem
It's
is that...
technically been moving forward. The problem is that it's just crap.
Yeah, unfortunately. The original stuff that they come up with the game is not that compelling,
and the actual quote-unquote bones they throw to the comic book fans has been meager.
Honestly, like I say, Joe, I think it's a better job than something like Hulk 2003. I don't know.
Realize that you're comparing this to Hulk 2003, though.
Honestly, Java, considering the low quality of this game in general, yeah, I think it's a better comparison.
Oh god. You do know, though, that this means that this is on par with that, which is not a good thing.
Well, like I said, Java, of the...
Also, the light...
What I was trying to say is that they actually explain who these people are, unlike with Hulk 2003.
It has a smoother way to present in these people.
Also, again, this lighting, like, it's so terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it feels, again, more like they're changing the color of
if it's in this mission or the next one, definitely in this. But yeah, no, I think it's in this mission when we get acquainted to our next villain.
Whereas in Hulk 2003, Jova, oh there, a blue guy, Flux, right beneath him, and there you go, that's Flux. Care about him for some reason. Like, they never explain anything for the uninitiated.
Ah, the warm welcome I am learning to love.
How charming.
My God, dear Lord, Rob, could you please act like
He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be to voice actor Pedro. It's pretty obvious.
That said, though, we should be giving a proper.
This is taken to its natural conclusion for the Iron Man 2 video game, where Robert Downey Jr. did not reprise his role, and instead was replaced by I think Eric Loomis, which I think was already voicing the character in the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes cartoon. I forgot which specific one. And it was conveniently timing with also the release of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which meant that for a while, the character of Iron Man had a consistent voice actor.
I do like that game, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Anyway, first of all, first order of the day, blow more shit up, specifically the Stark, the turrets.
Wow, there's some really riveting stuff.
Basically, dweebs, it's time to go to Russia. That's all you need.
Also, Dweebs, instead of having Obadiah Stane in the office, this time we saw Tony and Rhodey in the office.
With Pepper on the other side, to give us another building.
Still wearing that same outfit.
You know, normally the Rhodey Tony talks are pretty good. Problem is, again, I don't think much of Terrence Howard compared to Don Cheadle in the role of Rhodey, and in this game, when the actors don't give a shit.
They really don't give a shit.
I'll say Terrence Howard sounds like he does care at least.
Oh yeah, very good. There we are. Meet Titanium Man.
So that's where that YouTube poop came from.
Basically, all you need to know is that Titanium Man is a Soviet knockoff of the Iron Man suit, and he really sucks at it. Most of the time, he gets defeated by the suit malfunctioning on its own. The trade-off in order to not making it an incompetent villain is that, technically speaking, the titanium Iron Man suit is more powerful than the Iron Man one.
Hence the malfunctions. It's harder
So
to control.
at least it's not Stilt Man. That one actually sucks. But anyway, there you go. Using the... Unfortunately, you cannot arm Volsky right now because it's protected by a generator field. And now he's also using his energy to power up a giant gun, basically. So you have a lot of work to do.
Come on, big guy. Where's the fun in that? Whoa!
Calm down, Robert.
Yeah.
I'm almost surprised you didn't resort to say hello to my little friend.
Calm down, Robert. Calm down. You almost let out an emotion. Calm down.
Also, yeah, he called it the gun Tatiana.
That's the thing, Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be a very charismatic guy, but here it's like he could turn charisma on and off.
Again, in general, Robert Downey Jr. man, one of the things that the appealing point of Robert Downey Jr. is that he's very energetic as an actor. He performs even the more deadpan snark tones and everything with actual energy into it. But in this game, not so much. Either he's more capable of doing that actually in the flesh, because there's a methodology to do that rather than standing behind a mic, or he just really wasn't giving a shit.
Here's hoping he gives more of a crap when he needs to do that What If series.
I'm sure he can, Jova.
I'm pretty sure he will. He's actually invested in the MCU, unlike
honestly,
this
Jova, even in the worst movies where he appeared, Iron Man 2 and 3, at least you can't argue that Robert Downey Jr. at least didn't try. Think about it. The bickering of Iron Man 2. It is annoying, yes, but is it also convincing for what Robert Downey Jr. is trying? Also, yes.
Oh yeah, true.
So yeah, basically in order to deactivate the barriers around Tatiana, you need to wait for the generator to actually show the fuck up. You know what this means, Jova?
Oh boy,
Iron Man is approaching the generator.
The generator is losing power. Oh, I cannot wait to handle that game for our little channel.
Oh, you have it actually?
Oh no, I thought you did.
I don't, and I don't really have plans of getting it. I'm a fan of Godzilla, but not so much of that game.
Apparently that game is hard to come by nowadays.
Shame, because the PS2 Godzilla games were actually really good.
Oh
yeah. To the point with Sony made an entire new IP that was a knockoff of that War of the Monsters.
And as I've shown, even Way Forward did Godzilla justice with that Godzilla Destroy All Monsters DBA game, and also there was the GameCube version of that game. Oh god.
Well, the early Godzilla games were weird, as the AV Gen show.
Oh
seriously. Seriously, why would you make a chess game based on Godzilla?
It's like making a Transformers game in the old days where you only play as a fire truck.
Remember, it was a game made in Japan, and Japan has always been more about turn-based tactical games rather than the action games that were all covered in the West.
I suppose. Anyway, as you can see, decommissioning Tatiana is an optional task. Basically, you have a minute to destroy the gun, otherwise it will fire and kill more innocent people.
Innocent people who... Actually, isn't everyone here pretty much firing on us?
Seriously, again, look at how much fire I'm taking.
Yeah, not so much. What the hell are they?
They're
in Russia, I believe.
No, I think he means where are the people who are supposedly innocent that
it's a long-range gun, so there we
That's
go.
the thing, though. It's so long-range.
Been a good boy today.
Shouldn't these people technically be out of the line of fire if they're firing from such a long distance away?
They're dirty communists.
Of course.
Also,
they don't care about human life because reasons.
Might I point out a plot problem here? So we have Titanium Man, except he's made as a ripoff of Iron Man. So you're telling me that people already know about Iron Man in the context of the story here, to the point where they managed to make a ripoff suit?
That's actually a problem because bring Man backstory to work, the Iron Man suit needed to have existed for a while now.
I mean, that's the whole reason Obadiah is going to all this trouble, but now
to
apparently...
make Ironmonger.
But now apparently the secret's already out. In fact, wasn't the plot point of Iron Man 2?
Interestingly enough, Titanium Man actually poses a decent threat. Not only as range attacks, but as you can see, has the dash move that turns into a grab that deals you a ton of damage. It's not an insta-kill, probably it is in hard mode, but you still need to watch out for it. If it wasn't for the air control sucking, it would actually be a decent boss fight.
The problem, of course, comes back to the controls, which leave us at a massive disadvantage.
Mostly the flying one. Again, because the firing, the rerouting, and using the missiles, it is satisfying also to defeat the targets that have different behavior to it. It's just also maintaining the flight at the same time. Get back here. Yeah, the Unibeam sucks. Don't try it.
I guess the music is kind of trying.
Yeah, the score is trying a bit, I suppose.
Hey, it's more memorable than the music from the movie. And not counting the AC/DC stuff.
Very easy, actually.
That's kind of cheating, though.
Yeah, it's a licensed song. Yeah. It's similar for me how in X-Men Apocalypse, the track that I remember the most is the classical music that it's used when Apocalypse is using the nukes of the Earth.
That's an interesting thing. It's only recently that the MCU started to get better at having theme tunes that are memorable.
Wasn't it said specifically that it was because of that guy with that YouTube video who pointed out the musical problem that they changed that?
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I think he mentioned it too.
I can remember their Spider-Man theme and Iron Man 3's theme.
That's because Spider-Man made sure to take a few cues here from, you know, the 60s.
Also,
theme.
Michael Giacchino, as a composer, usually knows what he's doing.
True that. Pew, 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 pew.
There you go. Basically, another thing, when he does the grab move, try to stay up above, because if you get slammed on the ground, you take extra damage. The challenge in this boss fight is that Titanium Man is kind of spongy, so you need to take him out as much as you can. And unfortunately, the repulsor ray controls also can be a bit of a problem.
Joy.
More in the sense that in order to spam him efficiently, you have to actually tap it, and it can be kind of taxing.
What a good time we're in for.
What kind of annoying good time jet lag song would be appropriate for Iron Man?
Dream on Tony Stark?
Oh no, I could
the little Tony Stark that could.
There you go, I got one.
What?
I can't sing it right now, but I could read my own lyrics I made up in my head.
Oh, sorry, Dweebs, the boss
Please
fight's
don't stop
over.
rapping again.
Hold on, wait for it. Nice, Tony. Yeah, he's dead.
That's it. Or is he?
Really?
That was
not just that. Nice showcase of your humanity, Tony. You basically kill this enemy and then kick his corpse just to see if it's, you know, functioning or not.
And then you don't even realize that he could be alive because you can't exactly sense his pulse through that armor, you idiot.
I make weapons smarter, more accurate, more efficient, but nuclear energy.
I'm sorry, wasn't this all about getting rid of weapons instead of just boasting about what you do with weapons?
Look, I need to talk to you.
A.I.M is a menace.
A.I.M is a menace to society.
Triggering a nuclear meltdown.
So much so that we're not even really going to deal with them in this game.
Basically, they don't understand what A.I.M is doing with all the nuclear power.
So how do you know that they're a nemesis? I mean, menace.
Since I know, I have an obligation.
Sure you have.
God, that line ring was terrible.
Hold on, Waves.
Right?
I'll tell you when you can, because there is a good spot here.
Look, we've lost contact with one of our ships. It's an advanced prototype out on a maiden voyage.
So basically not too much time to think about that, because still in the Russian region though, thankfully, it's time to blow up some submarines and rescue a ship.
You know, at this point, wouldn't it have been better if they just established a headquarters in Russia, since all this stuff is going down in Russia now?
Basically, recover the ship, save the crew, and enter any A.I.M. threats.
Okay, can I now?
No, Dweebs, I'll tell you, don't worry, well, because also there's the introductory cutscenes.
Right.
Look at all that ice.
What happened to the graphics?
Yeah.
It looks PS2-ish and like very early PS2-ish. Like the Wii can do better than this. What was that line read? The reactor is gone in space. Also, again with that lighting, again it looks like they're changing the color of Tony's armor rather than properly lighting it.
If that was our guess, maybe Robert Downey Jr. wasn't counting of the Iron Man movie to be a success, so I guess he wasn't caring too much. Also, anyway, quickly before you can do this, basically in this level there are these EMP fields, and if you get into there, EHUD disappears and your vision gets completely altered, so you're basically ineffective in doing anything. Anyway, go on, Dweebs, entertain us, I guess.
Tony Stark was a man. A rich man with severe chest pains. He got it from enemies who decided to punish him for his father's ill-gotten gains.
Brilliant.
10 out of 10.
Give a proper melody to that, and I can do something with that.
That was the only part I could come up so far. When I come up with more, I'll say it.
Honestly, it sounds to me more like he was aware of the whole licensing game shit, and he decided he didn't want to bother.
That's not really a good excuse.
Not just that, Terrence Howard at least did give a shit.
Yeah, and hey, I mean, the other people acting seem to actually care at least. Like, I mean, it really is a shame.
Well, he didn't miss a job. I would say, for example, Fred Atashore as Obadiah Stane seems to be doing the best he can despite the ugly model.
See,
and Jarvis' voice actor here does the job of being an AI. So
when I speak about the cast, I'm talking mainly about the main cast. I don't mean.
Well,
now, the other characters, they've been hit.
When it comes to the actual movie cast, you only have to consider, Robert Downey Jr. and Terrence Howard. That's literally it.
Yeah, I got the next bit. Just thought of it now.
Go on.
He was kidnapped by the 10 Rings. His situation was a bit crap. But together with his friend, he made a special new suit in a cave with a box of scraps.
Same one had to take a dirt nap.
It's supposed to be a good times jet lag song, not a Dr. Seuss rhyme. You have to take less effort into making it.
You have to put less effort into that.
But didn't Little Red Riding Hood have good songs in it,
that's
though?
the problem. I can't.
Well, the opening song was good, was fine, Jova, but that whistling song, that was just pure filler.
Actually, yeah, that's a good idea, dude. You have to find one line that needs to be repeated ad nauseum.
Yeah, whistle like the whistle. Whistle and I'll be there. Whistle.
Dream on Tony Stark.
I got it. I am Iron Man. I am.
Sorry, Jude. We already have that song. I am Iron Man.
That one actually, that intro was actually cool and gave a shit about what he was doing.
Yes.
I'm doing the good times version.
Again, I wonder who was the responsible. I'm honestly convinced that there was like one major person responsible in coordinating how the openings for the 90s Marvel cartoons were made, because they had a lot of similar process. The Spider-Man one, the X-Men one, and the Iron Man one.
They were all made by by basically the same people. Fox Kids Studios.
Makes sense, man. Anyway, time to explain the gimmick of the level. Okay, you may see this submarine emerging along with a turret. You're supposed to destroy its reactor, it pump up to destroy the Algorovis reactor. The problem is that the submarine, after 2 or 3 minutes, decides to submerge again. So you need to wait for it to go down, and wait for it to come up, and start hitting him again. Enjoy, because it's gonna take a while. Go on.
It's kind of like... Oh, sorry, you go first.
It's kind of like how Superman the Animated Series was made by the same team that made the Batman Animated Series. It was kind of this thing where both DC and Marvel had a specific studio that was in charge of basically adapting their comics into animated series.
You can kind of tell.
I love the way you said the. I gotta say, Pedro, I love the way you said the Bat series. It's like Batman Bruce Wayne could just make that now. Alfred, go and make me the Bat series.
Well, Joe, I guess it can be a result of. I mean, it could have been a potential result of Batman Incorporated if the New 52 didn't happen.
Wait, oh yeah, that's right. They
Remember,
got rid of
Batman Incorporated started just right before Flashpoint.
Wait. I thought Batman Incorporated was part of the New 52.
No, it started before that. Remember,
oh wait.
For that.
Actually, that's the thing too. I think it carried over even past the New 52. Like, one thing we had to remember.
Honestly, don't think with the same plans that Grant Morrison had imagined.
Oh yeah, definitely not considering how it eventually ended.
Around those times, Bruce was supposed to also officially adopt Cassandra Cain as well. But that never happened.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah, okay. When it comes to the New 52, it's a bit weird. A lot of stuff did get changed, but a lot of stuff felt like it didn't change. This is most prominent with Batman, where a lot of stuff that got changed was mainly the villain origins or certain things that were going on with the villains, where stuff with Batman felt quite similar to, the pre-New 52 one, kind of to the point where when the original timeline was eventually brought back, they kept a lot of the changes that New 52 made.
Well, that's because, as Linkara also said, Java, technically speaking, the New 52 is not gone yet. It just was altered to resemble more the OG timeline.
Well, more like it got converged with the OG timeline. Like, basically, there are certain aspects from the OG timeline that were brought back, like Superman, Lois, and them finally having a kid now. To the point
Roy
where the New
Harper having his kid again. Thank fuck.
I know, right? New 52 Superman got axed. New 52 Lois Lane went on to be Superwoman, dealing with the fallout and the death of New 52 Superman.
I actually have no idea what the optional object is. I guess he's supposed to destroy the turrets inside that EMP field, but I don't remember if I managed to do that.
So stop me if you heard this before. A Russian warship is stuck in the ice. Well, okay, maybe not the ship.
Call of Duty.
I was gonna say Fast and Furious 8.
Be careful, be careful, Theo. You might blow up the ice where Steve is.
Well, wasn't Steve more like in around
the Arctic?
The Arctic, but which side? The Atlantic or the Pacific?
They never specify. It's an icy region. They never really specify.
Considering it arrives more in America, well, I'm guessing
he's frozen in ice. That's all you need to know.
If only we could have a name or to actually get it like in the comics.
Yeah, who knows?
But no, that's the thing, Jova. Even if the whole rights thing wasn't a pain in the ass for Namor, I'm not sure around this time if it could be implemented decently right now.
Hey, speaking of Steve crashing the plane, I wonder how they're gonna explain Steve Trevor surviving for that Wonder Woman sequel.
He's a villain now, fuck you.
You know, it's funny also how we have two superhero movies where a character named...
That's kind of a prequel, kind of?
No.
It's
a sequel to the first Wonder Woman movie.
Remember, Pedro, Steve Trevor kind of dies at the end of the
Wonder Woman. That. Well, I know that. It's just that how the hell are they going to justify him being alive? I mean, comic books have resurrections all the time, don't get me wrong. But usually in the movie versions, we tend to avoid that.
Depends.
Well, apparently recently it had test screenings, and apparently they haven't gone down very well.
Oh, really? I forgot, Dave. Is the director and writer of the
same
one?
Yes.
And she also co-wrote the movie.
Oh, so the writers of the first movie didn't come back? Don't get me wrong, Patty Jenkins did a good job directing the first movie, but is she actually a writer?
She has written some stuff before.
What would she write, Dibs?
Let me see. She wrote 2 films before this one, Velocity Rules and Monster. Monster came out in 2000.
Oh, is Monster the one? I remember that one. Is that the one about the serial killer? Forgot the actress who plays the serial killer, but I think where Christina Ricci is also in that movie.
And Charlize Theron, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I actually know about that one.
I've never seen those 2 movies, so I wouldn't know.
It's fine. It's an introspection. It's a drama introspection about a serial killer. So,
all right.
Not exactly like something that I guess I would watch in a flash, but it's decent.
Ha! In a flash.
Involuntary. But yeah, I think.
Yeah, when is that Flash movie coming out?
Oh, that thing's in a bit of development hell, I think.
Remember, Graves, it was supposed to be a Flashpoint movie, and I guess at this point DC's getting to a point where they don't feel the need to reboot anymore, so they're kind of stuck. Okay, now what do we do with this one now?
We'll delay it so we can figure out what the hell we want to do with it, because we've learned that when we
It's also kind of a shame, because Flash has some of the best villains gallery that the DC universe can offer. They have so much potential to give. Alright, I think it's time for the most painful part. Basically the thing that I described to do with the submarine, that's happening now. Also, I'm standing on the submarine and he's not giving a single fuck.
Translating this into layman's terms so you can understand, Shiroi. Usually in comics, when things are really getting to a really shitty point, usually everybody just presses the emergency reboot button. That's the basic gist of it.
That seems to happen all too often.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably take that button away from them.
Let me put it like this, Shiroi. I like comic books, but I will be the first to admit comics can be a mess with continuity.
Okay, also another thing. Every time you try to destroy the... we try to another attempt to destroy the submarine, if you had destroyed the turret beforehand, and then the submarine just submerges and re-emerges, the turret regains full health as well. So every time you try another go, you have to just automatically destroy the turret first. It's painful.
But I think a better question, Dwibs, is where is the Cyborg movie exactly? Because the Cyborg was supposed to get a movie as well.
That's another good question.
I wonder if that's gonna get rebooted too.
But no, but Pedro, the Birds of Prey movie is more important, don't you know?
I guess.
I mean, sure.
I mean, that movie doesn't look bad. I mean, it's just that.
That's a thing, just being Pedro. It feels not the highest priority. That's the red line. Right now.
Okay, let me put it like this: the DCU is definitely getting better. Though one does have to wonder where they want to go from here. Like they've definitely got a new Batman movie in the works.
Again, I still think the casting feels reversed. I get the feeling Andy Serkis should be Penguin and Colin Farrell should be Alfred. It would make a lot more sense.
Wait. They're having Andy Serkis play Alfred?
It was announced recently, Joe, that in the new Batman film, Andy Serkis is going to be Alfred, and Colin Farrell is going to be the Penguin. And I can't help but feel it should be the other way around.
I can definitely see Colin Farrell being Penguin, but yeah, I'm surprised that it's not Andy Serkis playing Penguin.
I mean, let's face it. Okay, let's think about this for a moment, Joe. Colin Farrell is a British actor who Oh, is he?
Well, Irish is British.
No. He's from the part of Ireland that is.
Oh right, there's a part of Ireland that
Remember Pedro is Bullseye in the Daredevil 2003 movie.
Whatever, I'll finish later.
What did you sell these guys, Tony?
Also, what is the camera angle?
Was Tony supposed to be drunk during that line? Because he sure sounded like it.
I don't want to take away my booze.
Well, that happens.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. had his problems with
Also, in case you needed technical information, the music that I used was the Coco Star, Tapioca from Space Channel 5.
No, that's the thing, though. I mean, regardless, Colin Farrell is an actor of class, let's call him that. And I don't know if you guys saw The King's Speech. He's great at playing refined British-type gentlemen.
Well, I guess
he's perfect for Alfred. Now let's look at it in the circus. You saw him in Black Panther, right? Yes. All you have to do to make him into Penguin is fatten him up, give him a big nose. There you go. There's your Penguin.
I guess
because it would make such a great Penguin. It's just like it just feels like the casting was reversed.
I guess to be fair, when it comes to Colin Farrell, the Penguin does occasionally come off as a refined gentleman sort of villain too, so I can sort of see the casting idea there.
Remember the Burgess Benedict portraying the Silver Age.
Yeah, love that one.
True, but at the same time, though, Colin Farrell, I don't see. I'm not. I mean, it depends on what kind of Penguin they're going for, I guess. But at the same time, it just feels so much like it should be the other way around because Colin Farrell would be perfect for Alfred. I don't know.
Anyway, in the next part, we leave the Russian territory, but still fight against A.I.M. See ya.
See ya.
Ta-ta.